All right, we back in here, man. I swear, work never ends, man. You gotta, I tell you what, just had to make a sea moss order. So, shout out to everybody that's been staying down with me with the Irish moss gel and the capsules. Salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'm proud of y'all for sticking with y'all regimen and staying with taking the Irish moss and replenishing your cellular levels and getting rid of your medications, your diabetic medications, and your hypertension medications by staying on a consistent dosage of sea moss. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all keep me working. Shout out to my clients, man, that's rocking with me on the moss. Y'all need the moss, hit the website, www.mysupremewellbeing.com. Also, email me, supremewellbeing310@gmail. I can invoice you, save you on some shipping. We can work all of that out. Just hit me up, man. Got many different things going on. But anyway, what I wanted to get into is talk to y'all about something that's been really on my heart to speak about, because I want to know if other people are going through some of the same. I'm pretty sure other creators are going through some of the same, have went through or are going through the same thing that I'm going through with what I like to call intuitive creation. And intuitive creation, to me, it comes from a place of us opening up our third eye and our pineal gland becoming more active. And a lot of us as creatives, we enjoy it. It's therapeutic for us. And also what happens is when we start stimulating our third eye chakra, we are really in the now a lot. And a lot of people don't understand how much we are in the now, because they're not going through the same process of unlocking their third eye and understanding how that feels, and how you being in the present moment of your creativity, your visualization, and understanding that the now is really ultimately what matters. If you're regulating your emotions in the now, right now, if you're able to catch that thought and change your thought patterns in the now, right now, it's endless and unlimited possibilities in your life. And with us having a tighter grasp on that, and what I mean by that is, like, we're driven by a vision, and our intuition leads us into places that of creativity that come with the autotelic flow. Like, it comes with the flow of, like, it just seems like it's like we're unconscious, and our subconscious just takes the wheel. And what I mean by this, to get into a description, when I was shooting a visual the other day with me and my videographer, shout out to Docs, and we were supposed to go to a park, because I had a park in mind that a park kind of scenery idea for the video initially. So we got up together, and it was some traffic when we was leaving the store, so our lighting was getting low because the sun was going down. So I was like, wow, I don't know if we're going to make it to the park with it for enough light when we get through the traffic. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, you know what? Oh, you might be right. So I sit for a second. Then I look to my left. When I look to my left, I see a side pocket with a light on the side of the store. But the lighting seemed perfect for somebody standing there. So I kind of pictured somebody standing there. And I was like, oh, whoa. I was like, I said, yo, Doc, check that spot over there right there, man. That looks like a nice space to shot. We can get some good angles over there. And he was like, oh, okay. He looked at it for a little while. He put the camera on it. And he was like, you might can get some good lighting over there. So I go over there and investigate, right? So I go over there to the spot that I peeped out, and I hit the corner. As soon as I hit the corner, it's a whole art graffiti. They tagged it up, whatever markings they got on there. You know what I'm saying? It was a good visual. I don't want to violate anybody with that visual, because I don't know what exactly those signs or symbols each one of them meant, but I know that it surprised me, but at the same time it wasn't shocking by the way I've been having a creative, intuitive lead to flow and walk into something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, it surprised me in the sense of like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But as we started shooting and getting into our scenes, it's like, but you should have though. Like, you should have expected that. And now you see why you should have expected that, because this was already all laid out for you. So instead of me, and what I say that story to say this, if I would have forced the issue by sticking to my original plan the plan that I had was to go to the park, to go through traffic and go through the park. If I would have stuck to my plan, then I probably would have missed the opportunity to really capture the art that I was meant to capture by just going with my intuition. If I would have went with my initial plan, which was kind of like something that I had in mind, that I had envisioned beforehand, but it wasn't really anything set in stone. It was just a vision that I had beforehand before I got with Docs, because he actually is busy and we kind of did this on the cuff anyway. So I was going off of it was like a freestyle. So I'm kind of going off of the top in a sense of trusting myself in my creative process, which it also, that's another thing that happens when you're deep in the subjective mind. You're deep into your deprogramming, reprogramming stage of your subconscious mind. With intuitive creation is you begin to trust yourself. And certain things you'll notice that it's like an automatic trust in yourself that you have to know that, like, yeah, nah, I know I'm gonna be okay. Like, I just need to get there, be in the now, and everything is gonna be taken care of, because I've already proven to myself when I set certain tasks in front of myself, I complete them. So it's people that have a strong spirit and a strong reprogramming process going on with them inside of their subconscious. When we're living in the now, it seems for us sometimes it's weird to other people how we are so much in the now, and we have to recognize that. We have to recognize that sometimes we're so much in the now that it's weird for other people, and it throws them off, because it's like it also can be a disadvantage for you as well. You got to pay attention, because you can be following your intuition so much and be so in the now that you don't plan the certain tasks and have things in place that you need to have in place when you're doing certain things, like maybe traveling. You didn't book your room. You just wanted to hit the road because you knew you wanted to get there and get to the seminar or whatever the case may be, get to the function, and you're not even thinking about booking. You just hit the road because you're trusting yourself to know, like, I know I'm gonna be all right. Well, I just need to get down there, because you're going through a stage of reprogramming and proving to yourself that you can trust yourself in the process. You can trust yourself with being multi-dimensional and being able to multitask and being able to say, you know what, I'm just gonna make sure that I do this, that, and the third, because I know I'm gonna execute on the back end. And so we have to be careful with that, because proper planning is necessary in certain situations. So back to the video. So if I would have went to the actual initial plan, was to go to the park, I would have missed my opportunity to capture and create my best art. So, and with me seeing something and having the ability to say, and something is telling me, like, nah, that's a fire shot. Like, we could do it right here. It's cool. No need to force it. I trust my flow. You know what I'm saying? I trust my flow. My flow been real autotelic like that. I've been having a really good fluidity of mind. So I saw it and I said, okay. Then when I went over there to check the spot out, boom, had another scene right behind where I seen the light at. So the other scene behind that was the actual graffiti art. So I was like, wow, wasn't expecting that. I was like, yo, I said this guy, like, yo, it's crazy. Check this out. So everything just was laid out, and everything was laid out for me. Everything was laid out for me by me trusting my intuition. Now I'm just replaying and reflecting on this right now while I'm speaking to y'all about it. But that just, it does match up and go with the way that I feel, the way that I feel about how you catch a flow while you're creating, and how for creatives, it makes us feel so good, and it's so therapeutic that sometimes we have to watch on how efficient we are with our work. And what I mean by that is, like me with creating content, I enjoy creating content. And I'll create content off the top, just like a freestyle, and I'll create content and I'll get into it and I get to enjoy it, cropping, editing different videos. It helps me to express myself in a videographer type way. With videography, I like different type and forms of art. You know, I come from being an MC and understanding that I am a creative. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great feeling when you're in that zone and you're in that flow. So I enjoy it so much with creating content. But the disadvantage is, okay, I enjoy that so much. It's like a MC that loves to freestyle but does not want to write a song. So I know that I need to create content more consistently on a regular basis, and even create maybe an hour's worth of content, but I don't have that flow in that moment. I don't have that same intuitive feeling that's telling me to create at that moment, to do that hour. So when I'm doing my content, I caught a feeling. I caught that from my intuitive abilities. I catch a creative flow, and I want to go with it in that moment. I want to capture that energy in that moment. That's when I enjoy the most. That's when it's the most therapeutic for me, right? But it would be more efficient for me to take the time out for an hour within a day on my schedule and say, I'm going to do content during these times. But for a creative, sometimes it's not that easy. And that's what I wanted. That's what I mean when I'm talking about intuitive creation. Sometimes it's hard to get away from that. It's especially as creatives, and understanding that a lot of the times that we want to keep our conscious mind busy so our subconscious can work. So our subconscious can travel and bring back that information, you know, so we can be in our the alpha and theta brain waves. Those are the most times where you're the most creative. They say, like, when you first wake up in the morning, you're in that theta state. So you're in that theta state of imagination and creativity, and like, wow, I just woke up. But see, what we don't fail to realize is, yes, you just woke up, but while you were sleeping, your subconscious mind was so active, very active. Your subconscious mind was doing all different type of things. It was running. You could have had a precognitive dream. It was traveling across the universe, bringing information back. It was running back all the information it had saved from the day, from the mental chatter. Your subconscious mind was doing so much when you were asleep. So it makes sense to when you wake up, you're half sleeping, you're half up, and you're like on the borderline of all that work your subconscious mind was doing while you were sleeping, all that information it was bringing back, all those signs, you know, all these visions that you were getting while you were traveling in the psyche world of thyself. You understand what I'm saying? So your objective mind wakes up and draws in from your senses, you know, your five senses. Your eyes, you see, you smell, and you're consciously taking that in, you know. But on the other end, while you're consciously taking that in, your subconscious mind is processing that information. It's processed, but by how you have programmed your subconscious mind will determine if you're gonna have extra sensory perception, which means that you're going to see past your objective senses, and you're going to have what they call it the intuition, that you're going to have visions of seeing things that could happen in the future, seeing things before they can happen, getting a feeling that something is going to happen, understanding that you can change your whole reality by making something happen, by practicing the ancient healing arts and the ways of alchemy, and transforming your mind, your mentally, physically, and spiritually by way of reprogramming your subconscious mind. See, this is the way that you start getting into a deep, deep creative state and autotelic flow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, back what I was talking about with the subjective mind, or the subconscious mind being able to go past your objective senses, your regular senses, your conscious senses, your sight, your smell, and eyes. Your subconscious mind goes past those senses. Is what's connected to the divine source. And we'll get more into this because that's one of the first principles. That is the first principle of supreme well-being, is the subconscious mind. So subconscious mind. We see, look up a guy called Jose Silva. We'll get into him, but we're going to use a Bible reference with Joseph, with his brothers. If you're familiar with the Bible, with Joseph and his brothers, he began to have visions of his brothers bowing down. His brothers sold him into slavery, stabbed him in the back, betrayed him. He started having these visions of all his brothers bowing down at his feet. And if people know the story of Joseph went on to be a king of Egypt and acquiring all these riches and all these things, but he acquired all of this by having the gift of vision, and having the gift of having precognitive dreams, starting off by having lucid dreams and revelations in his dreams, to being able to interpret and translate dreams. And not only was he having precognitive dreams, but he was also capable of translating other people's dreams. So, I mean, by way of his subconscious mind. This is how powerful that we're going to get into it. We're going to get into some really, 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 really good topics. Some really, really good, deep, some deep subconscious mind retraining and reprogramming. So we can start understanding how powerful our subconscious mind really is, even when we're praying, from the mystic prayer to the meditation. All of this is what you have to get a grasp on. How are you going to take control of certain things, the spirits around your organs, to be able to change the reality and become the self that you need to become to accomplish your goals. And there is many different ways of getting there for different people. The key is for the different people to start understanding who they are internally, to the core of them, right? Peace and wellness to the family. I'm not going to keep y'all too long today. Like I said, hit the website, www.mysupremewellbeing.com. Hit me on the gram. At Supreme_Wellbeing LLC. The links will be below for y'all to tap into. Got some more stuff coming for y'all that's going to be real, really beneficial. Looking forward to it. I appreciate y'all existence. Peace.